Assalamualaikum and a very good evening to my respective lecturer, Encik Lan. Today I would like to present my article review. So I chose the topic which is economic development in 2015, assessing demand supply conditions in Malaysia property market. So this article is from the annual report 2015, Bank Negara Malaysia. My scope of presentation as per shown, so I will cover the summary of the article, discussion, and last but not least, recommendation. As the summary from this article, the Malaysia property market is categorized unevenly where demand outstripping supply in the housing market, while showing oversupply in office and retail premises. The shortage was addressed more on the affordable housing, so this article attempts to identify the current demand-supply dynamics and the outlook in three property segments. So in Malaysia, which is housing, office, and retail premises, with a focus on the key developing states in Peninsular Malaysia, which are in Kuala Lumpur, Selangor, Johor, and Penang. So it also seeks to highlight the lessons from the experiences of other countries. So Malaysia is experiencing an undersupply of affordable houses, particularly in the major urban areas, but an oversupply of office and retail space in several major cities and towns. The imbalance between demand and supply has caused rapid increase in house price, so a sharp increase in vacancy rate may result in tighter cash flow conditions amongst the developers, so which are typically owner of commercial properties. So now I proceed with the discussions. Since 2005, Malaysia's housing stock has increased by 35%. So the rapid increase in house prices, particularly in the major urban centers, has been attributed partly to a shortfall in supply. The shortage is particularly evident in the supply of affordable housing. So this has increasingly priced out more urban Malaysian households from the housing market. In contrast, the increase in the construction of office buildings and retail malls, particularly in the major cities, has raised the potential of overbuilding of commercial properties that could adversely impact the real estate market. The gap between the housing stock and the number of households widened to 2.5 million units in 2015 from 2.1 million units in 2005. So the worsening shortfall in housing supply reflected the mismatch between the pace of growth in the supply of new houses and the net increase in the number of households, particularly in the past 5 years. Between 2005 and 2008, so the number of new houses completed averaged 166,000 units annually, while the number of households increased by about 117,000, implying a surplus supply of housing units of about 49,000 units per year. So over the past 5 years, however, the annual completion of houses has declined considerably to 80,000 units, far below the 166 average net that increased the number of households annually. So it shows that an average shortage of 86,000 housing units per year between 2011 and 2015. That means all households are looking to own and are able to afford on their house. And also the lower house building activity reflect partly due to lower property launches and sales by the developers. House supply and affordability might be caused by scarce amount of land available in the city center, but affordability in buying home through the government scheme such as Developer Interest Bearing Schemes DIBS and Project Perumahan Satu Malaysia Prima. This eventually shot up the property price. As recommendations, a comprehensive and carefully designed national planning policy is needed for the property market and will help to support the government's aim of delivering more housing, so whilst also managing the oversupply of commercial properties. The demand and supply imbalance in both the housing and commercial property market are not unique to Malaysia, so many other countries has been confronted with the similar issues, and therefore their experiences shall be used to provide valuable lessons in managing the dynamics of demand and supply in Malaysia. So the conversion and repurposing of underutilized surplus commercial space should be a part of that overall strategy, with the cost being borne by property owners rather than taxpayers. In the housing market, ensuring that the low and middle income household have access to quality affordable housing involve not only commitment from the government but also the support of the private sector. So there is the need for the consolidation of multiple providers of affordable housing across the state and national levels and an equal focus on the rental market. Buying a house is a lifelong commitment, so it requires hard work from an early age with a good planning. So DIBS will encourage excessive speculation and impulsive purchase. Many first-time house buyers may think that they have a chance to buy the property without having a pay during the construction stage. In a situation where demand exceeds supply, price will increase. As a result, there is a perception of an increase in demand and house price will be pushed up across the board, making it more difficult for people to purchase their dream home. Undesirable household economic situation is created when a large proportion of household income is taken up to service housing loan. So responsive individuals are compelled to ensure that they do not default on their loans. So Malaysia household debt creates an unbalanced economic situation in the country whereby in order to service the housing loans, families will drastically cut back on their expenses such as entertainment, holidays, clothing, education, and etc. So that's all of my presentations. Thank you.